Well, hello, my beautiful people. For today's project, I'm gonna use this leftover um, piece of wood. I wanted to do some. I'm gonna still do what I was gonna do with this, but in another different way. Anyways, this it didn't work out for my project, but I started doing this, and when I was thinking about today's project, it fit perfect because I already have half of what I want done, right? So it as you know, as you clicked on the picture, it's a little like a book caddy thing, display, hold book, something. So I want to start by measuring what I want. So I want a footer. So I'm going to mark it off. I have no sharpened pencils. Okay, so there you go. So I'm gonna do I'm gonna cut it to the size, and these corners I cut them with jigsaw puzzle. Jigsaw, and but for the tutorial purposes, I'm gonna cut it with an X-Acto knife. It's not hard. It's just semi-tedious where you have to like just keep on doing this. If you have the packing material one, the one that has like the sticker blade ones, you can use that better. It's easier on your hands. If you didn't know, these have this like so you can hold it on your shirt or on your pocket, but it has a slit, and the slit is to put on your knife on your blade and cut one of those little marks off. So you go like this, like I just did. Where did it go? Oh, look, see, it cuts one of these exactly off, and that way I can have a sharpened tip at all times. See, I'm just gonna go over. Now I can press hard if I want to get it over quicker, but you don't have to. You can just keep on going over and over, and then like after I go over like 2-3 times with my ruler, it's made a crevice enough, deep enough that I don't need a ruler. The cut itself would guide my next cut, and pretty much this is what I'm doing over and over. And I'm gonna do this. Look, I can do this later, and then if you want to do that, you cut it on both sides and then kind of like break it like a cracker. But I don't like doing that because sometimes it creates more of a cleanup. But let's try it today. I feel adventurous. I still gotta clean it up because I still gotta do the curve anyway, right? So let's try it. Let's be adventurous. Okay. Oh, came out pretty smooth. Look. So this is because I didn't cut it exactly on both sides the same way, but on this side it worked out great. Look. But now I have to find my curvature and copy it on this side. And the way I could do that is with this other one. And just copy it. Okay, so if I did this right there, right? what I'm gonna do when I go to the other side is don't flip it, because the corners might not be the same. Actually, they're not. Look, you can see this is a little janky and this one's not. So in order to have the same exact one, I'm gonna do this. So in a sense, it's backwards. The corner that was here is here before. So I want to make sure I get that exact. I don't know if it's gonna come off as clean as the first one, because it's a curve. I actually doubt that it would be the same. Let's copy both. Try this one. For this, let's use my new pliers. Woo! Pretty smooth. Okay, so now I measured 2 holes with the ruler. Let's cut them out. Okay, so I've cut them out. Okay, so my next step is to put a light coat here, and I'm gonna tell you about that. I'm gonna grab a shirt. I love this color. So, and I picked a fabric that didn't have that much like lint for my purposes. Okay, so once we have this done, and like loose on the bottom like this, then we're gonna stuff it. And look away if you are squeamish. Yes, I got it up there. But I promise, it was headed to the landfill, and I thought I would try to save some of it, some of the materials. So I'm doing this. Oh my goodness, the bear is perfect size. Okay, so from the same shirt, I'm going to grab a piece of fabric to cover the top. Then all I'm doing, okay, so I thinned it down a little bit. I don't know if you could tell. And then I divided the whole thing into two smaller ones, and I just put a little thin layer in the middle, just so I can have the spine in here and kind of like be flat if I wanted to, but then also kind of have the indent. And then I'm gonna flip this over. What's the good side? Ugh, this side. And I'm gonna glue it with a little bit of kind of like not so tight, because if I put something here, I want to be able to kind of jiggle the whole thing inside if I kind of put it in the way I want it to. I'm gonna put a pleat here and a pleat here on this side. Okay, took a little detour, went to Sequoia with the family, and we had lots and 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 lots of fun. But I'm back, so I want to show you how the edge looks. I do not like it, so I am going to take it off. And I plan on doing a design with this. But I want to take off this glue first. Let's do that. I'll probably just scrape it off like this. as always, we use, well, not as always, but I'm going to use, what I meant to say is I'm going to use air dry clay, and as always, I put a little bit of extra PVA glue. This is regular Elmer's glue. I just put it in that little bottle so I'm able to use it better, because I buy that big one because my daughter makes slime, and I make stuff. Anyway, so I don't know what I'm going for yet, but I know that I want to add like a trim. I have a wooden trim that's like little balls. I kind of like that, but I feel like it might not look good here in this concept kind of art. So what I was thinking of doing is just adding some of it on the edge, and maybe come back when it's like semi-dry and carve something into it. If not, what I can do is add more stuff, like a design of it later. But for now, I want to glue some of it, just like maybe even roll it. Like that. Yeah, I was wondering if I was going to want to kind of bring it into the wood or keep it on the edge. I think I do want to bring it kind of in a little bit. Not so much, just a little bit. I could always sand it off. And I'm not going to worry about this not sitting on here right, because I have all that fabric underneath. It's cushioning, so it already doesn't sit flush to that, to the base, to the green part, the top part. So I think this would actually make it look more tight because it has volume on the edge, so it makes it more compressed. I think that's what's gonna be the case. Yep, I like this. So let's continue working on it this way. Okay, so I finished it last night, and I let it dry overnight, so today's in the morning. But I noticed one thing. One, that look how short it is here and how longer I ended up going with it. It still feels a little cold, like it's still kind of wet. But in any case, I'm going to start sanding a little bit at a time because I just touched it and it feels like it's still curing. So I'm just going to go gently and just work. First, I want to give it its shape. And then if I feel like it's too much, I mean, because I can see it here. Look at from here to here. I don't know if you can see. Here, I have to like shorten it. And I might do that first. Let's see. I didn't smooth out these edges because I did notice this. And I was going to work it in. Kind of made it all even length. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to give it 2 coats of this black gesso that I have a rock inside of, remember? So I'm just going to give it a coat, maybe 2. I'm thinking 2, but maybe 1 would suffice. But I'm going to do it with a little bit of glue. Oops, that's not a little bit. Okay, so I painted my plate base with what I call dirty gold. So I'll pour in a bunch of gold, this gold to be specific, and then I would a bunch of this and then mix it as I go. I don't mix it in here and then go. And so it comes like this streaky black gold, and I like it, so I call it my dirty gold. But now to the base. So if you wonder what we were gonna just sit it, no, I want to do a little Lazy Susan under it. So remember these, I have a bunch of these coasters, wooden coasters. I use this one to like bang, excuse me, to bang and stuff like that. So I have like a foam underneath it, so I think this is perfect because I don't use it anymore, and it fits perfect 4x4 here. So what I want to do is I want to attach it to that base first, and the way I'm going to do it is with screws. I have these mini screws that I bought long time ago, and I use them not all the time, but I use them quite often. I bought like, I don't know, 3 pounds of this stuff because I use them for like the books, like to attach stuff to the books and stuff. I use it all the time. So to mark where I'm going to put it, or to start my home, I usually, my new little hammer. I'm enjoying buying little old rare looking hammers. So I really like it. Look. So once I started on my home, it's sort of like the pre-drilling, but not really. So makes it easy to attach the screw. I don't know where my screwdriver with the cross on it, the Philip one, is. I couldn't find it. So I only found this one. Why is it not going in? I didn't make it deep enough. But see, now I did it. And now I gotta do all 4 of them. Same concept to attach it to the back of the board. I've already marked it. I've already been here like 3 hours trying to perfect it. Of course, I'm not going to get it perfect. I should have taped it down because I feel like it moved, and I had it like to the exact-ish sort of. You could have just stabbed it. Yep, I guess I could have worked it. So here's my little one. And I checked. My measurements say that the 2 screw heads are not gonna bump. But when it's all on here, it's a different story. I'm hoping it doesn't go to the back either. See, it doesn't bump. You want to check if it went across? It did, bummer. Okay. It's not the screw that went over. It's the little bit of wood that kind of like pushed out a little bit because it's probably like a thin layer. What do I want to do? Should I continue? Let me ponder on it. Okay, so I found a solution. I have a little, like, this is a jewelry bracelet that fell apart, and I kept the little rings. And I've used them in several ways, but one of the ways I'm using it today is as a washer. So I put them there, so it stops the depth of the screw to going in. And look, it worked. I've already put 2 more. You can't see. I kind of fixed the hole already a little bit. I pushed in the wood in, took it out, pushed it in, and then I just dabbed a little bit of dirty water from the paint job that I did earlier. So it still had a little bit of black and gold, and I just dabbed the paintbrush that's still washing, and it worked out great. So I've already pressed on the hole. I'm gonna grab my washer. I'm gonna grab my screw. It's not a washer, it's like a ring, but I'm using it as a wash. Or would it be a stopper? Because I'm using it as a stopper. A washer has a different function. See, you can't even tell. So now I have my base that spins. Oh, that is so cool. I get super excited about dumb things like that. Okay, so let's see this. Let's put this away. Okay, anyways, I put it away there. So it's gonna go sit like this, right? Can you see it right there? And I can work on my books, but I have 2 more things I want to add to this. One, I want to add a hinge on here, right? Like this. So I'm able to, wait, let's do the hinges first. Hold on. Okay, so I've put my hinges here You can't see them. Here, let me lift this up. Okay, they're right there. I don't want to screw them in. I have the screws here because these are, where are my hinges? Oh, these are my hinges. So these hinges go here, but if you can tell, they're like really close to the whole clay thing that I did here, and it's really close to the edge of the wood, and so I wouldn't want to like mess anything up. So what I'm going to do, and I didn't like measure them in, I just put them where the curve is down on here, so where it fits, because I can't put it here or here, so there's no way for me to measure where I'm gonna put it. So literally I'm just gonna put them where it best fits. I mean, you can't even see them on when I have it on here, but the way I'm gonna do it is I'm gonna glue them in, and so that they stay in, I'm gonna do epoxy, quick set epoxy. So it's part A and part B. So here, let me show you. Okay, so I usually keep packaging like this. Well, this is the last bit of it. I used for Halloween. I made my daughter, I don't know if you have kids, but you've probably seen the movie Turning Red. It's a Disney movie about a panda. And I used my most of it, most of what I had left, making that big old tail. So this is what I have in plan. Anyways, by the way, I kept on moving these to ensure that if any of the glue came on the bottom, that I went like this and I cleaned it off, and then I went like this and I cleaned off whatever was over here. Same thing on this side. I kept on moving it and cleaning on it. But now let's shape this. Give me a second. Let me bring the aluminum. Okay, so I don't know why it didn't record what I was doing, so I went to go check on what I had previously recorded, and none of this had saved. But you saw it has a styrofoam, and then I covered it with aluminum. Then I put this little frame on here because I want to do this to it. So I'm just going to press it down and pull. And then smooth it out. Press down and pull. Okay, to attach the hinges, I stood them up, and then I kind of lined this up. So very kind of like carefully, I'm gonna get it up and over the hinges. I don't know if you can see right there. And I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna put it right up against them so that I can mark it. The marker. Okay, and then off camera, because I have to get my head on it. Well, now I can take it off. But oh, you know what I realized? Oh darn it! The fabric on this one was stretched because I had to stretch with my hand. But on this one, it might not be. Let's remark it. Oh, did I just paint it? Oh yeah, nice. Alright. So I want to make the hole. In this case, I'm not going to worry about the screw head kind of tipping on the other side because I have the fabric and the cushion and all that stuff. But not only am I not going to worry because of that, but because it has a hinge, so I cannot do the little divider thing. I cannot do that in the middle. So I have to press it as much as possible. I think I'm able to get away with this one because the hinge, when they're put close together, I notice there's a little tiny gap. So I'm trying to bank on that and see if I can get away with this with that gap. So as before, I make my holes. And I was tapping it before, but I kind of like this better. I don't know how I feel about that, but the whole concept of shape is necessary, like I want to say, because this is the purpose for this. Okay, so I want it to look like a crown head, which is kind of that. Then I want it to have a function where I put it in like this, as you can see, like that. And now my sitting desk is on an incline. You can see that. So then I can move my book at an incline. Then I can grab this and put it in this pocket that we've made together here inside, right? Sort of like this. When I put it in there, it raises one side. Because I often make books that need one side raising or the other. So it raises one side. Then I can put it and raise the other side. Right? Sort of. Yeah. So you see how this is like multi-use, user friendly. I also put a little gold trim on here. I don't know if you can see that. You can probably see them on this side. I want it to look like a vintage something. Don't know if it looks like that, but that was my goal. But you see the purpose of this. Now you saw how we stuffed that in there. And I kind of like painted it different ways. Sometimes I like this side, sometimes I like this side. In reality, maybe I'm gonna paint all of it again, or maybe like, I don't know, wrap it in this fabric. I don't know. I'm not too sure about this, and I'm sure my real idea will come later. I like that I kind of like put it away right there and use it. It kind of drags a little bit, which I don't like. I like my flexibility. I love it. I love it because it's a foot by, well, with the little wavy thing on the side, it's more than a foot. It's about a 1.5 feet, or maybe 2. Then this way it's about, let's see, 9 inches. So it's like perfect. Let me get a book. And just say this one, right? Right? So I find my center and I can just sit it. Well, anyway. Well, this one's too fat for me to show you, but let's see. This book right here. See, like, it fits. Let me put the camera up a little bit more. There you go. It fits the book, but then I can still turn it without like bumping into all that junk that I'm gonna work on, and I can still open the book into like wherever I want to open it, and kind of like it sits fine. But let's say like I'm working on like back here, right? For example, whatever. Let's try all the way in the back. Like almost over here. Let's say I'm working on this page, right? So now like it's not balanced right. So now I can bring in my thing, put it in the inside. Now I'm able to like rest on here without like forcing my whole book, or like if I needed to like be raised this way, whatever. I feel like, see, now I can work on here, no problem. I don't have to be worrying about like everything. Also, like when I work on things like that are sensitive and fragile, I was always, I don't know if you saw, but I was always putting like a rag under, like some, you know, like some sort of like yuckiness. So I feel like this sits good here. You know, I'm able to bring this thing this way. Like if I was, I can put it on the other side, because now I'm working on this side, for example, like the beginning of my book. Let's just say I'm working here, da-da-da-da-da-da. But see, now I have support here without like forcing my book. And it just helps so much. I feel like I've been wanting to do something like this. I wanted to make a short video about it, but as always, it doesn't work out. Anyways, I hope you guys like it. I don't like this. I know it's gonna change at some point in life, but it's kind of like, you know, this is what I wanted. Some decorative kind of elements at the end. And I wanted to like be able to write something here if I wanted. And then I wanted to be able to look a little vintage. It's too blocky here. Kind of like the ends. I like this like thing, but the rest of it is too blocky. But for now it works. For now it functions kind of like how I want it to function. And for now, like, I do want it to go there. Look, it doesn't fall off. It goes in tight in there. I like it. It functions the way I want it to function. The body's perfect. This might change later till I get a better concept of what I want. That's gonna sit there. Thank you guys for joining me today. Till next time, guys, I love you guys. Stay crafty. Bye.